All right. Welcome in, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to part 2 of A Nightly Hunt. We have our 3 beautiful players again with us today. We have Bree playing as Inara, James playing as Winchester, and Brett playing as Algar. In the last session, the 3 of them investigated the abandoned village on the orders from Varian Oakenhorn of A Nature's Watch. They had killed the maddening tree in the center of the village and planned to investigate more around to see exactly what happened and where all of the people went. So everybody, grab an ale, prepare for a tale, for all are welcomed at the Banshee's Wail. So we're going to cut straight to the 3 of you, get right into it. You're back in the center of town. You've looked over the burnt husk of the maddening tree after Inara expelled a little bit of her frustration and rage on its corpse. The village is quiet, a little eerie, and it is starting to turn to dusk. The sun will be setting soon.
Okay. So, is this when the spiders come out and not the trees?
Ember, you're muted.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. We should probably figure out exactly where the spiders are, though. Just a thought, because if the spiders also have, psychic abilities, and y'all stab me this time, I'm killing you.
How are y'all feeling? This tree did not feel very good on me today.
Can't say I'm feeling super excellent. I wonder why.
She gives a tight stare over to Algar. And Brett, if you could just move your mic a little away from your mouth, just a little. Thank you.
You got it.
I don't mind your breathing, but I think the audience isn't into that.
Yeah, I'm used to noise suppression, but...
We save that for OnlyFans. All right, the 3 of you look about. You can see the sun drooping a little lower and the shadows approaching from all the buildings. The peering into the doorways and the cracks, the inside of the buildings are getting darker and darker, and you start to see shadows moving about here and there.
Would I be able to see where I'm pinging, Rob, from where I'm standing? Oh.
Yes.
And do I know that those are spider webs? It looks like they are from the map.
Roll me just an investigation check, just from kind of looking about.
1 second, I'm unprepared here.
How dare you? Okay. You, using your dark vision, being able to see a little into the buildings through some black and gray, you see small strands kind of going off into the corner and darting from wall to wall. You have an assumption they're large spider webs. You peer around into all the buildings that you can see within, and you can see spider webs almost in every building.
You wanted to know where spiders were, and it looks like they're in almost every building, at least spider webs, if we want to check those out.
I mean, do we want to?
Want and necessity are 2 different things.
No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Well, I mean, we did come here for spiders, so at least we're on the right path.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's maybe not go into the building with the well near it, because those plants weren't nice. If
Okay,
they're
so-
still alive.
So which buildings do you all want to approach first?
I was thinking that one, but I'm down for any.
Algar.
The one right to the right of us.
Yeah, Algar, you look over to the other two, Winchester and Inara. You get both of their gaze, and then you point over into this direction at this building and kind of shrug askingly.
We could take a peek at it. Just kind of see what we can see and anything crawling around.
Dibs on not going first.
Look out for the
One.
flowers, Winchester.
Yeah. Big purpley, pinky flowers. Does anyone have water?
I threw mine on you.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure you also have water. Just a thought, but I do also have water.
Okay, we're good.
I've also heard that there's some wells. There might be water at the bottom of them. You could check.
Or, dragon's breath. Who knows? It'll be a fun time either way. I could douse you in that and we'll just see what happens.
The water did catch on fire when I dropped the torch down there last session, so
I mean, kind of sounds like a good idea to me.
Which way do we want to go? That one that we were just looking at?
yeah, to our east.
All right, let's...
Beautiful. Sounds like Algar definitely wants to go first.
I'm not feeling the greatest right now.
No, I'll go
Tell
first.
that to my legs.
Just kind of looks you up and down like, I don't think I'm short enough to hit you in your legs.
He says almost mockingly.
And he is almost 10 foot tall.
I kick a rock at his face. Just a small one, just a little pebble. Just a little.
Algar,
Teeny chicken
roll
nugget.
me an acrobatics check. Algar, you say this and then turn to walk toward the building that you wanted to investigate. You take a step forward, and out of the corner of your eye, you see this little pebble flying through the air, and you kind of duck back, and it just tinks off the front of your helmet.
I would look back to Inara and just be confused to not quite understand why she did that. He's not very good with social conversations.
Next time, I'll hit you.
Alright. So, does that mean I'm going in first?
Chester
Yes.
volunteered, so we could force him too.
I got it. I went in first last time. I'll just do it again.
Perfect. Ever the gentleman.
Okay. So Winchester's going to go into the building first. Where are the two of you going to kind of stand with him?
Stay like
Me
this
and Kai are in the middle.
behind.
You can take the back in case the spiders come behind us. I'll go ahead and take the middle, and little baby stand right next to me. Or when y'all stab me again.
I'll stay out of stabbing range.
Okay. So, and if we could go to the exploration map to show everything. Okay, so Winchester, you're going to take the lead into the building. You step through the doorway and look back. Inara, you're just a little ways behind him with Kai at your side. And Algar, you leave some space in between you and them. Winchester, you walk through the doorway, which is completely open. You can tell there used to be most likely double doors that closed off this section at one point. Both of the doors have been ripped off their hinges, and you don't see any remnants of the doors. You look through, and there are 3 doorways that you can see. One here, and a door at the end of the hall right here that is closed.
The door on my right, just kind of peek and gaze in at a distance, at a safe distance.
Okay. You look through the door to your right, and you see a small bedroom, which looks fairly intact, though some plants have overgrown through the doorway. And you can see some moss has eaten up what used to be a large rug that spread across the room. A bed and some chairs lay in one of the corners of the room, but other than that, it doesn't look too damaged and disorganized. Just kind of looking around, you also look through the doorway to your left that you can see through, and you see a desk with a chair behind it and some disorganized papers spread about the top of the desk.
Okay. And I want to head down and check the closed door on the right.
Okay. And Tech Monkey, if you could put us in showing the map. All right. So sorry, Tech Goblin, I apologize. Call you by your proper title. So you walk over to the door at the end of the hall and kind of put your body against it to listen in, and you don't hear anything. You go to check the handle of the door to see if it opens, and it is locked.
And I'll look back at Algar and Anara and let them know that, hey guys, this door is locked.
Wow, stunning observation there, Chester. Are you gonna unlock it?
You mean just like kick it in?
I mean, you're both pretty large, so between the two of you, I would think a locked door wouldn't be that challenging.
Anara, as you say this over toward Winchester, Kai actually takes a step forward next to you. And as he does that, you can see he kind of like lowers down and rubs himself against your leg.
Is there a peephole in the doorknob?
You look down at the doorknob. There's just a keyhole. You try and peek through, and you can get a little bit of visibility through it. The room has no light. It doesn't seem like there's any windows in there that are shining anything through. But through your dark vision, you can see just through it kind of a rug on the ground that's thrown about. And that's really it that you can see through the peephole. But you don't see any movement or anything.
Okay. I look back at Algar and Anara, and I'll let them know I don't think there's anything in here, but if you guys want, I can foot first just slam it open.
I mean, Kai's definitely not jiving with it, so there's something. I just don't know if we want to know.
If you need a hand knocking it over, let me know. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for both of us.
You hear this, Winchester, and you look back at Algar, and you see him behind Anara, kind of yelling a little bit, like peeking over her, but not getting closer.
I'm like, you guys just keep a safe distance. I got it. I'll kick this son of a gun in.
All right. So you go to kick the door in. Roll me an athletics check.
Okay.
here. Perfect. You hear a loud thud as you crack the door in half with your foot, and the pieces kind of fall in on each other.
I stick a thumbs up and stand there like this.
All right, and then once it's open, I'll kind of just scan in, just kind of peek my head in, looking left to right, seeing if I can see any movement.
You get a little closer to the room. You're right there. And you can see through the doorway, looking left and right. You see a broken bed, blankets, pillows thrown about it, a couple broken chairs, and you can see a bookshelf and some other furniture stacked into one corner of the room, which is right here.
And no movement or anything that kind of pops out to me.
No, nothing that stands out to you.
Chester, what's in there?
A broken bed.
That's it?
Yeah, and a bookshelf and nothing alive in here.
I'll walk into the room.
Okay, you're just gonna push past him?
Just behind him. Like right behind him though. Like
Okay.
Like creepily, you know.
And are you gonna tell Kai to come with you?
Yes, baby's coming.
Okay, so you walk through the entryway. As you do, you peek kind of into both the rooms and see similar things as Winchester. And as you do, you also see the room behind you, completely overgrown with vines. Looks like there wasn't a door there, but the vines have kind of broken the wall down.
Are you as weirded out about that weird stack of stuff in the corner as I am? Chester.
I mean, not really, but what would you like to do?
I would like to go investigate the weird stack of stuff in the corner.
Okay.
Winchester, do you go into the room, or do you just kind of step to the side and let Inara go in?
I'm gonna step aside and let Inara.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are.
So Nara, you go into the room, passing Winchester through, and you look back and you see Kai, his belly to the ground, kind of slouched down, slow crawling up to the door frame.
Something's not right here, guys. For sure. Chester, you better defend my baby while I look at this weird stack of furniture.
I'll keep an eye on.
All right. So Inara, you walk up to the furniture and you pry some of it back as this bookshelf to the corner is just making a wall. You pry it back and hear some of the chairs kind of fumble against it. You hear it kind of screech across the stone flooring. And you peek back and look behind it, and you just see a man slouched over in the corner.
Is he dead?
You look at him, you don't see him moving, and you take a moment and you get a smell of a rotting corpse.
Yup, guys, this is definitely a dead dude.
You look at him. He's on his knees, almost in a fetal position, facing the corner.
So we kind of investigate and see how he died.
All right, Winchester, you walk up.
Can we tell by any way, like any wounds or?
Yeah. So you walk up behind Inara and put your hand on her shoulder and tell her that you would like to take a look. Inara, you step to the side and let him look at the body. You walk up to the body slowly and put your hand on it. It doesn't move, and you kind of pull it back a little bit to get it out of the corner, and you hear its like bones and everything kind of crack as you do. You look over his body. Roll me a medicine check.
All right.
You look over the body. You don't see any wounds. No stab wounds, no openings to his body. And his eyelids are shut already. Almost as if he died, like just with his eyes closed, kind of facing the wall in a fetal position. But from what you can tell, just from looking over the body, you don't see anything that could have killed him externally.
Gotcha. All right, I don't know how this. I look at it now. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Well, that's a whole lot of bad news for everybody here. We should probably figure out what else is here, because Kai doesn't like it. Dead Dude definitely didn't like it, and I have a very bad feeling.
I think this is like one room out of a lot of rooms. I don't think there's too much in here. We can kind of get an idea of what we might be walking into. We go out and look at some other areas.
I feel like Elgar would have been like watching over, top down, looking back where that tree was. Is there anything there? Like a hole? Or...
You look back at the tree as they're doing this. So you guys were investigating the room. Elgar, you turned around and looked over the village a little bit more while they did that. The tree, you don't see any movement in, aside from some wind kind of making some of the branches kind of break off and fall. The tree doesn't have any movement, and you can see a lot of the vines that are wrapped around the buildings and trees around it have actually started going limp.
Just shout out. I think we killed all the nasty vines when that tree went down. How goes the search in there?
Dead people.
Well, that's not good.
Wow. Yeah. That, couldn't have said it better myself, Algar. For
Anything
sure.
else in there, or should we check something else out?
I think we should check something else out and then kind of head back out to what Algar is. But on my way out, maybe glance into that one room, entering on the left, and kind of just see what those stack of papers were, if they said anything on them or had any importance.
Yeah, so, and Anara, did you want to do anything walking out?
There's another room on the other side, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna look in that room.
Okay. So, we'll move like this. And here, and Kai goes with Anara. You walk out of the room and pass by Kai. He still seems a little on edge. You walk across the hall and peer into the room just next to it. And you look all over the room, and you actually don't see a doorway into this room. But you look about and you see some crates piled off into the far corner of it.
I look at Kai and I ask him, was it the dead dude that you were worried about, or is there something else? Dead dude?
Kai looks at you and looks like about the room that you're standing in.
So it's in here. Okay, perfect. Yo, Chester.
Chester,
Yo, what's up?
you hear this as you're walking over to that doorway, and you take a peek into it, and it looks like this was a classroom.
Kind of look around and see if there was any particular subject of.
So are you going to go into the room?
Before you go,
peek in
Chester.
and-
Before you go, Kai does not like it in here, and I'm pretty sure he's catching a bad vibe. So you might want to be real careful.
Okay, well, I'm gonna scan the room and kind of see if I can see anything with what kind of subject maybe was studied, or
Okay.
if anything on any of the loose papers, like the stack of loose papers, just kind of get a glimpse.
Gotcha. So Winchester, you hear Inara kind of give you that warning, and you be a little careful as you enter into this room. You walk up to the front desk where you assume the teacher sat, and you take some of the papers and kind of flip through them. You see it kind of general subjects, language, some math, and some history of the lands around. Kind of seems like a general classroom for young children.
Okay.
Inara, you watch as Winchester enters the room. Do you enter the room that you're in front of?
Probably gonna regret this, yes.
Okay. You enter into the room. Kai stands in the break of the wall, just on top of some of the rubble, and watches you as you enter in. You enter into the room and slowly walk over to the crates stacked in the corner, and you open the crate, and you see some glass vials with some strange liquid in them in one of the crates. You're curious about it. You open the second one, and you, as you open the second, it has a little resistance to it, and you rip some of the nails out of the board, holding it closed. And as you do, just this face stares back at you with some goggles with a long extended nose like a beak, and some black robes sitting in the crate.
Yo! First of all, pretty sure this stuff, bad juice. Bad juice. Also, remember those creepy doctors, yo? Is this not what they wear? And I hold it up like this
To who?
to Chester.
So you take the stuff out of the room and kind of run over to the room he's in?
Yes.
So you grab the mask, pull it out of the crate, and run past Kai. And you see Algar standing at the end of the hall, and Chester just exiting the classroom that he's standing in.
Did you do that?
I mean, I found it. You guys should probably come look at this stuff because it's a little weird. And I don't really know what's in the vials, but it looks bad.
I'll follow Nara in and take a look at what she found, see if I can't figure anything else out more.
I'll go with.
Oh, this is going to be bad. I just have a bad feeling.
So Kai takes a step back as the three of you enter into the room. Algar, you take the lead into it. Oh, take it back.
Sorry.
Winchester, you walk in second behind him, kind of filling up the room with the two of you. Inara, you stand back. Algar, you look over the robes that's in there, and you can discern whoever this belonged to must have been some sort of alchemist. And you look over at the vials that are in there and try to discern what they are. Roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh. I think, 'cause I haven't used this, it might be helpful. Oh, wrong one. I'm sorry. I have something that gives me, I think, is advantage on Arcana checks, and I am missing it for some reason.
Let's see.
Thought it was one of the runes, but
Wisdom, insight, animal handling, intimidation, storm rune.
Storm rune.
Do you
do
invoke
I have-
your rune?
Do I have to invoke it to get that?
Yes.
Okay, I can't do it then, because I invoked it last session, and we haven't rested since.
Okay, you've already used storm rune.
Yep.
Let me move that to 0. There you go. All your runes are listed above.
Oh.
Okay. So just roll. Oh, perfect. You're 15. You look over the vials, and you can tell they're related to poison, and actually, most of them are to wear off effects of poison. You kind of take the vials and bottles out of the crate, and underneath you can see this cloth that lays across the bottom of it. You lift that up, and you can see a bunch of empty eggs
Just
that
turn.
are about the size of your fingernail, each one.
Just turn around and say, hold up a couple of vials. We may want these. I think they help ward off poison or venom. They may be helpful against poisonous spiders of sorts. There's also hatched eggs in there, and you just like point at his fingernail, about this big.
So, spider eggs. Spider eggs.
I think so. Big ones.
Yeah, no, perfect. Awesome. Good. That's how many eggs though? Like
The
roughly.
bottom of the crate full.
So a lot.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We should definitely take some of those vials then, and I'm definitely keeping this mask.
So there are a total of 4 potions.
Great. One for
Oh.
each of us.
There's
Kai
3
counts.
of us.
Kai counts. Don't you dare.
Hand them out. Try to give one to Kai.
For baby.
Kai looks at you, just handing him the vial, and then Inara walks over and grabs the second one.
Well, I guess we should try to find whatever hatched here then. Let's keep going.
I look at Kai. Is there something else in here that I didn't find?
Kai looks at you. He's still kind of crouched low to the ground, and he just stares at you.
Well, baby, that's not helping. Big spiders. Are there more? Is there more dead bodies?
He shakes his head no, but he keeps looking around the room.
I'm pretty sure the spiders are in here somewhere, and I think they might be a lot smaller than we think they are, because if they're babies, they might not all be big. And I didn't really think about that.
That would be nice. We could just stomp on them.
Yeah, no, I don't know. 1 cow-sized spider or 500 tiny spiders? Which is better? We don't know. There's no answer to that question.
If they've already hatched, then they're probably not hanging out separately. They're probably all together in like one big group. Then I'm sure it's further down the road.
I'll
I'm
just say
sure
that
they're all at the Spider Tavern.
there's a big
We'll lift them on the
circular.
spider.
Oh, there's a big circular building with like spikes in front of it and something mounted in the middle. Should we take a look at that one next?
Did we finish investigating all of the rooms in the building we are in?
I think we got a dead guy that was possibly poisoned. We have an alchemist that was probably a professor as well with the hidden room, doing something with potions.
Would it be
And
possible
that
after
guy
we
possibly.
go ahead?
Oh, you go. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, would it be possible for me to take a little bit of that, what I think is anti-poison, just like a little bit of it, to see if it negatively affects me before the others take it?
You hold the vial, you pull the cork to it, and you sniff in and kind of put it to your mouth to kind of get an idea of it. And it has no effects immediately that you're aware of, but you have had something similar as you're kind of feeling it without drinking it, and you believe it's poison resistance.
Oh. After I'm like sniffing it, like licking it, look back at the group and be like, I think I've had something of this vintage before. I'm pretty sure it's an anti-poison or poison resistance. So we see spiders, we may want to take it before they bite a chunk out of us.
Love that you said vintage. Aged well. I believe 10 years. Oaken barrel.
Pharaoh.
Should we wait till we see spiders, or should we just take it now?
Would I know that?
You are aware of this type, Algar specifically, you're aware of this type of potion. You have used it before. You're familiar that its effects usually last an hour.
If we think we're going to run into the spiders soon, we should take it right before we see them. It doesn't last that long, maybe about an hour.
I say we wait, and if things get a little bit thick, we'll bottoms up it.
I'll lead the way to the other building I was thinking of, because I was like peering around all the buildings while I was standing outside doing just kind of surveillance. And I would want to go up to like here with the others following me behind. I don't know if I'd set anything off.
You're right there. You walk out of the building fairly quickly. The others begin to follow you. Inara, you step away from Kai for a sec, and you turn back to check as you don't feel him following you. You see him sniffing about, and then he quickly turns behind him and starts growling at the wall.
Hi, what's in here?
You hear his low growl as he gets close to the ground, his head close, and he starts backing up to you.
I pull my dagger and go see what's in the crack of the wall. And I also flag, hey, yo, boys!
At that, I would start walking back in to see what's going on.
I look at her and go, what is it this time?
So you yell that, hear that behind you as you approach the wall, walking around Kai. As you get close to the wall, you see through some of the cracks in the wall what looks like a black through the crack begins to move, and it leaves against the wall, and you just see bushes.
I'm sorry, do I know what the black was?
You couldn't tell. It looked almost like fur.
Perfect. It's spiders. Wonderful. Awesome. Fantastic. Y'all, spiders. We gotta move now. It's little baby spiders in the wall.
Are they in the wall or on the other side of the wall?
I cannot be sure.
And you kind of peek back through the cracks, and you can see onto the other side of the wall. It looks like the opening to the forest on the other side. You can see some bushes below the crack, and you can see out to some trees. It is starting to also get dark out.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you for sure. I just know that it was furry black balls of sadness moving, and unless it's a happy little mouse, which I'm thinking is unlikely, it's definitely going to probably eat us.
Great. Should we keep looking about then? Maybe keep in mind not to get in too vulnerable of a position.
I say so. I mean, this thing, remember you had your vision, this thing already knows that we're coming for it. So I say we kind of keep moving.
Okay. And with that, I think I would keep moving where I was going to go up there.
Okay. All of you step outside and kind of get into a group of each other. What building were you looking to move toward?
The big circular one in the corner there.
Okay. So you pass by the buildings next to you and kind of peer in just to see if you see any movement. You don't see any movement in the buildings as you pass by them. The others follow behind you. You pass by the buildings, you peer in and can see a bunch of broken furniture. In the center of each of the rooms, you see what you're familiar with are drinking pools where water would be deposited for people to drink out of.
Okay.
And all of you make your way up.
You want
What was that?
to toss a torch in one of the drinking pools to see if it's all connected to that well?
Sure. I can toss one more in. I think I only have 5. Oh, I have 8. I'll have 8 more after this, so...
You hear this from Winchester and agree. You turn around, and as you do, you actually notice another large well off to your, as you turn around, off to your left, right over here.
Okay. I would walk up to it, but keep my eyes kind of on the tree line, just looking for spiders, since we just saw one on the other side of the building, just in the forest.
Are you walking up to the well or into the rooms where you saw the drinking pools?
Winchester, you said to check the well, right? Or the drinking pool?
Well, now I'm thinking maybe the drinking pools.
Okay. I'll throw in a lit torch into one of the drinking pools.
So you enter into the building. This building has a lot of smashed furniture. You see some tables, but you don't see chairs. You see a bed frame that's been smashed down and the legs broken off. A couple large dressers on each side of the wall as you kind of peek around. The drinking pool in the center of the room, you walk up to it with your torch lit, and you look down. The drinking pool is empty, but you also see it has a bottom to it.
Oh. It looks like there is no liquid here, and it doesn't connect to the other well. I'll just walk around Winchester and go to the well and try to drop it down there.
You think about the drinking pool as you leave the room, and it dawns on you that this type of setup is somebody would go to a well, get a bucket, and pour it into the drinking pool for others to drink out of.
My brain's a little foggy right now of all the hits I've taken.
The hits to the head.
Yeah.
People throwing rocks at you.
Rocks, I mean, trees. Griffins, too. And like I said, I'll keep the eye to the tree line just to see if any hairy black balls want to attack me.
Pause.
That's how
Save
she
that for
explained
OnlyFans
it.
as well. You walk up to the well, watching the tree line. You don't see any fuzzy, large black balls come out of the tree line at you, but you don't see any movement at all from the tree line as you approach with your torch, and you get close to the well and kind of lift your torch to the tree to kind of peer in. You don't see anything. You take your torch and look down at the well, and you can't see the bottom of it. You just see lots of layers of spider webs all the way down the well.
I'm definitely dropping the lit torch down there if I see spider webs down there.
All right, you take the lit torch and you drop it down the well. You see it fall. The torch light actually gets caught on the spider webs. As it falls, you see it burn the spider web and kind of drop and fall, getting caught each time, taking a second. And about halfway down, the torch actually runs out.
I'll light another and drop it down in there.
You drop this one down, it burns through the rest, falling, and you hear it thud into the liquid below, and just almost an explosion happen below, and the entire well gets lit up in flame.
Well, take a step back if the flames are that big, like shooting out.
Not shooting out, but you can feel the heat come up from it.
You just see me kind of like yell back. Well, there were a lot of webs down there, and I burnt through them, but it took 2. Once it got to the bottom, however, it went boom again.
So the wells are connected.
They're either connected or they're all contaminated with the same explosive stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Good explanation of that one. I'm glad we clarified exactly what's in there.
You're welcome.
So what exactly are we gonna do to find these spiders? Because it is getting dark, and I feel like fighting spiders in dark is a really bad idea.
See Algar pointing behind him towards this, just inside, because he can see something big in the middle, but he has no idea what it is. There's a big cluster of something in there. I guess he'll walk up and try to move the spikes away so he can kind of peer in.
So you walk up to the opening of this circular tower. The tower is at least 2 stories tall and comes to a pointed roof above. You walk up and you can peer in to the entryway around the spikes a bit, and you see a massive something in the center of this tower, and you can see that it goes up. There's no roof that you can see peering into it, and you pull the barricade back a little bit to move past it.
Mm-hmm. Does it move the big mass in the center?
The big mass does not move, but you
Thank God.
you move the barricade, and it does make some noise as you move it back, just far enough for you to walk past it.
Yep.
Do you stay where you are? Or
I'll kind of, if I can peer around in the room, and just kind of investigate the room, see if there's anything, unless it's just that big black mass of something.
So you're kind of walking toward the entryway, and you look in, and you look up as well, and you see just layers of spider webs going from what would be the roof of this first story all the way up to the top of the tower.
Just turn around and be like, I think we have a good start here, guys. There's spider webs going all the way up to the roof in here.
Safe bet that where there's a lot of spider webs, there's probably, you guessed it, spiders. You want to do your little situation and burn some of these bad boys?
You just hear him growl, "For idea," and just kind of do that, and turns on.
All right, you light your spear up, and you walk back to the entryway. Do you enter into the tower?
I'll enter into the tower with my flaming spear. Maybe try to like touch it to some of the spider webs, see if I can catch them.
Do the two of you stay back?
I will follow. I'm not going in, but I'll stand behind him. I'll get his back, I guess.
Yeah, I'll follow in. Kind of watching R6 a little bit, making sure nothing's behind us.
Okay, the two of you walk with Algar as he approaches the tower. Algar, you walk around the barricade into the tower with the barricade behind you. The spikes you notice are pointing inward into the tower. And you step in with your flaming spear and you look up and you just see a few dark patches in the spiderwebs above you. And as you kind of wave your spear, you just see the reflection on a bunch of eyes reflect back.
We seal back. Inara, you got your bow out. There's a bunch of them up here.
Oh, perfect. I've been waiting all day for this. Should we flame or should we not flame? To flame or not to flame? That is the question.
Isn't flame always better than no flame?
I guess I will run myself up and rip off some of my clothes and light it and put it on the arrow, you know?
You rip off your left sleeve, tie it around one of your arrows, light it, and fire it into the spider webs. You see the arrow fly through some of the spider webs, burning a few, and you see your arrow get caught by some, and then it burns through that and falls to the ground. And then you hear, as you're standing there, the two of you hear a hiss just above your head as you look up directly at the wall above and see a giant spider with a light purple skin, larger than both of you, hiss back.
Can I drink my potion when I see that?
Yes. So you spend that moment, you pull your potion out, pull the cork, and chug your poison resistance potion, and I will initiate combat.
When we see him chug, can we also chug?
You see that, and yes, the two of you reach down, pull out the corks of your potion and chug it.
And then I gotta feed it to baby. I give it to baby before I take that. Not even gonna lie.
Okay, so you only have time right now for one.
I feed it to baby.
So you pull yours up, pull the cork, and put it into Kai's mouth and tip his head. And you just hear like a little glug glug.
Baby.
And then you throw the bottle off to the side. Oh. And Tech Goblin, okay, there we go. So this stream went to a weird screen for a second. Okay, perfect. And that will initiate combat. So you hear the hiss above, and one comes out to you, and you see movement all around the tower as 3 other large, giant spiders crawl out from the webbing.
Good. I didn't need to sleep anyways. It's fine.
Who doesn't love spiders?
I'm basically full health.
Now, what's worse, fuzzy spiders or not fuzzy spiders?
Fuzzy, I think.
No, not fuzzy. It's like a naked mole rat.
Oh, perfect, because these are the non-fuzzy kind.
Of course they are. Of course they are the non-fuzzy kind. Why wouldn't they be the non-fuzzy kind? Oh.
But you did notice they are the non-fuzzy kind.
So that means the other ones are a different kind? Oh, dear.
And we start combat.
Oh, no, spaghetti.
Could have been the thing that saw me in my vision, too, because I was like a black, massive blob.
And this spider jumps down from some of the webs onto the mass in the center of the room, and you hear it thud onto it, and kind of the mass shift around under its weight, and it crawls down at Algar, and it makes an attack.
Come on, roll low rolls. Here we go.
23 hits, and make me a Constitution save.
I might be good at these. There it is.
Just enough.
Will plus
Just
7.
enough. So you take 7 piercing damage, and because of your potion, that cuts it in half. And then you succeed, so it cuts it in half again, so you only take 2 poison damage, so a total of 9.
Okay.
Inara, you watch as the spider jumps down onto the mast and rushes over on all 8 legs, just moving, scurrying down, and it lurches with 2 of its legs up and bites into Algar. What do you do?
Would chugging my potion be an action or a free action at this point?
It would be your free action.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick.
Okay.
Bottoms up.
So you have your bow in one hand. You reach down, pull your other bottle out, pull the cork, chug it. Then what do you do?
And then I'm going to. I have my bow out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I do. Of course
Because you
I
just
do.
fired an arrow.
Of course I do. Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to fire an arrow just right in his, in his little pinchers, but like right under the neck. At the one like trying to eat Algar, obviously. You're welcome.
Fire your bow.
Oh, okay.
Please don't hit me.
No promises. And honestly, if I do, you deserved it. Oh, baby! You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Why do you not grab the other giant spiders? Odd. Okay, we'll have them all go at once next. You fire your bow at the belly of the spider as it's kind of reach up as it backs away from Algar. Your arrow sinks into the center of its body. It takes 14 damage and is still alive. You can fire another shot.
Yeah, I will be doing that for sure. Second
Oops,
attack.
sorry.
Womp. Oh no, bless. I guess that's the magic pair, right?
You go to pull your second shot, and you see Algar get ready for his turn as he pulls his spear up and his shield in his other hand. You fire your bow as he pulls his spear up to stab on his action, and it hits the top of his spear and flanks off into the distance. Algar, you just hear this ting on the top of your spear.
I tried.
And so that would go for your turn. Do you use your bonus action to tell Kai to do anything?
Sure do. I'm gonna have little crazy go bite the. Ooh, does he want to bite the spider? Does he want to bite the spider? He's gonna go bite the spider. Oh god, I feel like that's a really bad idea. Yep.
Okay. The two of you blocking the way into the tower. Kai runs up the barricade on one of the logs, pointed inward, runs up and jumps off of it, and goes to make a bite attack.
Oh, baby.
Kai jumps off the top of the spike up at the spider, and you see his mouth bite into its face as the spider flinging around. Kai attached to its head. He chomps down, and the spider goes limp and falls with him.
That's my baby, cariño, to me. Obviously, I know he's not coming back yet, but
Say Kai does that, he lands and kind of backs away from the spider and backs up under some of the spikes. And that ends your turn. So we go to Winchester. You see the small pathway that Algar had opened up from the barricade. Inara is standing just in the middle of that, but you can see the combat going in with the spider in front of them. You're muted, by the way. Winchester.
I'm gonna create a bonfire right under the second spider.
This
Second
one?
closest. Yes.
Okay, so you can see a spider off in the distance, clung to the wall over there. Go ahead and fire your bonfire. Okay. And we have it roll its dex. And let me double check. It's a cantrip. Okay, so it feels the fire ignite underneath of it, and the spider moves out of the way. It takes no damage. You create the bonfire in a flash there, and it burns away all the spider webs around it on the wall. Does that end your turn?
What other action can I do?
If you have something that uses a bonus action, or if you wanted to use a free action to yell out something, or stow a weapon, bring out another weapon, things like that.
I'll bring out my great club.
Okay. So you reach down, pull out your great club. And is that it for you?
In a defensive position, yeah.
Okay. Algar, you have your spear and shield in hand. The spider directly in front of you has fallen. You see 3 more kind of approaching you.
I'm gonna move in. I guess I can't be right there, huh? It's the thing.
Yeah, the big mass in the middle.
I'll try to get in a position where I can attack both the spiders, if that's possible.
This one is kind of clung to the wall. Move it here for retrospect.
Okay.
This one is on the big mass in the middle.
Okay. Would I be able to reach them if I was kind of in the middle of them? They have a 10-foot reach?
Yeah, with your spear, you can reach them from there.
Alright. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to attack the one on my left first. And if I attack, I can split my attacks, right?
Oh, also don't forget to...
2d6.
Well, you can, on your weapon, if you open up under the attack through like the little settings wheel, fire is on there, so you can just check that.
Oh,
Now it'll do it for you, but roll the 2d6 for this one.
yep.
Okay. So you stab at the one to your left with your flaming spear. You stab into its abdomen. It shrieks in pain, but it is still alive from the first attack.
And I'm going to go at it again, see if I can hit it.
It kind of backs away from the first strike. You pull your spear back and stab again, stabbing in the same spot on its abdomen, and you push through it. Your spear comes out the other side of it, and it falls off the wall to the ground dead.
Okay, and then I'll turn to the other one on my right and poke at it.
I believe you should only have 2 attacks, should you not?
We should have 3.
I see 1 extra attack. I don't see a second extra attack. Let me see. Spider.
So I had 3.
Take a look real quick. I know you have a bonus action where you can hit with the butt of your spear, but let me check when you get other extra attack.
Extra attack at 11th level, you can attack
11th
3
level.
times.
Okay. Yeah, then you're good. Go ahead. You just get
Perfect.
that. So you swing the third at the spider in the center mass, and it hits. You pierce into it. It still lives from that attack.
Okay, and then bonus action, I would like to use my second wind. So I roll d10.
And then you add 12 to it.
12, so 16. There we go. And I think that's everything I can do, so I'll end my turn.
Okay. So we'll go to the spiders. The spider in front of you, Algar, you stabbed it. It shrieks at you in a hiss and lunges forward to take a bite.
Okay.
You hold your shield up against its face as it lunges at you, and you can see its pincers, its fangs reaching over your shield as it's just trying to bite into you. But you push it back. The spider over here looks at Kai underneath the spikes as he just took down the one next to it, and you see it kind of push back, and the butt of it kind of comes out as it fires its web at Kai. Kai sees this and moves out of the way at the last second, just barely dodging out of it as the spider crawls on the wall to the back of the room. And Inara, you watched the spider just fire its web at your baby.
First of all, I scream a little, which I won't do so I don't break your eardrums. And then I run over and I hug him and I give him a little high five. And I tell him to get out my way. So I know on his move, he's bye, boy. And then I'm going to, I guess I still have my bow out. I want to stab something, but today's not my day. I'm going to shoot another arrow at the spider that just tried to kill my sweet little angel baby.
All right, you fire your bow.
I sure will. Nobody touches my baby. Nope.
You
Nope.
aim up at the spider on the wall and fire, but as you raise your bow and let go of the arrow, you raise it into some webbing, and the web just catches your arrow off to the side.
Yeah, no, of course it does. I really think I guess I'll just shoot another arrow at it because I'm not gonna stab yet. We'll save the stabbing.
You might as well.
It's a good hit.
That one does hit. You fire your bow at the spider. The arrow sinks into the side of its butt.
Screw you, spider ass!
And you give a command to Kai.
I do, but I'm gonna tell him to move his little booty back outside.
Kai kind of scoots
Scooch a
back outside from the barricade.
And then I tell him to stay right there. Like Kiri. Peace ahead.
As he scoots back, you pet his head as he walks out.
My baby. Me baby. And then I'm done.
Okay. Winchester.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do an attack. I'm a little bit distant, but I'm gonna kind of.
Let me double check real quick. At this point, this spider over here is on the other side of the large pile, and you can't see it.
Okay.
You look forward, and the space in between the barricade and going into the tower has cleared, so you could walk in.
I am gonna walk in, see what's going on here.
So you walk up behind Inara, and you see a spider off to your right, cling to the wall in the back of the room. This large pile in the center of it, and you see Algar just on the far side that you can see with his spear out fighting something, but you can't see that one.
Okay, and then kind of seeing this spider on the far right of the far right corner is up. Is in an elevated position?
Yes. But just a little off the ground. It's just clung to the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and smash it on its head with my great club.
Let's see here. So you took 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you run up close enough to it with your height and swing your great club. Make the attack. And that hits. You run up and swing your great club, smacking it right in the face, pushing it back as it scurries a little further from you on the wall. It is still alive.
I take another swing at it, Ken Griffey style.
You do not have extra attack, so no.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And that should end my. Can I take a few steps back after that?
You could, but you know that if you do, it gets an attack at you.
That's right. All right, that will be it then.
Okay. Then Algar, you are in combat with one. You saw just kind of out of your peripheral Winchester run into the room, and you saw him run off out of your vision on the other side of the mass next to you, which you look kind of over while keeping the spider at a distance, and you see the mass just seems to be piled furniture, chairs, tables, things like that, piled together, but now clung about with spider webs.
Okay. I'm going to attack the one in front of me, mass spear. And
Swing your spear.
okay.
It takes its body, puts its legs up, and goes to attack you. You push your spear up, stabbing it through its head, and you just hold the spider in front of you and push it off to the side as it just falls off of your spear.
Ooh. Could I get around them to the other one? So
I mean, you
both
could
kind of
try.
my way. I'm gonna try.
Which way would you like to take?
I think go down in between Inara and Winchester. If there's enough room for me to get between Winchester and the wall there. Like here.
Let's see. You run around. 1, 2. I'll say 3, 4, just to go around. 5 and 6. You are able to get close enough within striking distance with your spear.
There we go. Ooh. Ouch.
So Algar, you pushed that other spider off your spear. You saw Winchester run across the room. You turn around and with full speed run around the room, passing Nara. You see the spider in the same position, sprung up to attack at Winchester, and you run up and just throw your spear up, stabbing it through its belly, and you slice a clean line up its body as green blood sprays out on the ground.
Okay. And I'll turn to the mass because and use like my third attack to try to set the cobwebs on fire for that mass in the middle there.
You turn and put your spear into the mass. The wood of what's in there you can see is already burnt, but you ignite some of the spider webs inside of it, and it begins to catch fire.
Awesome. And I probably used all my movement, so I'll just stay there and end my turn.
Well, that is the end of combat. So the two of you watch as Algar takes out the rest of the spiders, and he turns and ignites the center mass in the room. The wood and the spider webs begin to catch fire, and the fire grows.
Great. Might want to get out of here, guys.
I think it's probably time to go.
All right, I'll start leaving.
I'm gonna leave. And as I am leaving, I kick that last spider that was in front of me in the face really quick, and then I run out. Just a swift
You line up, punch the spider in the face, and with that kick momentum, turn and just start running out of the building. Algar, you follow. Winchester, you watch the two of them run. Do you follow?
Yeah,
No, Winchester.
or Winchester. Sorry.
James.
Winchester.
No, I think you got a text or something. Winchester, you watch as the other two run out of the building.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you now. So you watch as the other two run out of the building.
He can't hear you.
Okay, that's
Hold,
fine.
Please.
No,
yeah,
no.
he texted me. He can't hear us.
Okay, well, you just finished combat with the spiders, so I think this is actually a good chance to just do a quick bathroom break, and we will be back here in about 5-10 minutes. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. Well, jumping straight back into it. So, Inara and Algar, you rush out of the tower as Algar lights the center mass of furniture and spiderwebs on fire. Winchester, you watch as the two of them run back. You look over at the furniture for a second, and you notice a lot of it is already scorched and charred away from the fire. You take a step to follow behind them, and you kick something as it kind of skirts across the floor, and you see bones under your feet.
Oh, like people bones?
But
That's what I
Winchester,
was thinking, like people bones.
you look down, and it's a full skeleton of a person just by your foot. You see some, it webbed up a bit, but an intact skeleton, and the webs seem to be put over it after its decomposition.
Okay. I'm still gonna exit the room, kind of look around and see if there's any other bones, kind of see if it's just like a feeding ground, but I'm gonna take a hint and a sign to exit the premises.
You look at the door as you notice this, and you see Inara standing at the exit, just holding her hands up, looking at you. Like, what are you doing? You look back and you start rushing to the exit. You see the fire building next to you, but you look at the ground as you walk away, and you see a couple more skeletons on the ground that you pass on your way out.
Okay. I'm still gonna exit and then let them know that we got a lot of bodies in that room.
Well,
Decomposed bodies.
I was gonna say I didn't see any bodies. Like people bodies.
Like people, like bones.
Oh.
So already decomposed and just bones.
I did notice some of that stuff was already scorched. Unfortunately, that's probably where the town went.
At least part of it. Well, I have good news and I have bad news. Good news, we killed those spiders and Algar actually helped. Bad news, the spiders thingy stuff that I saw was fuzzy, and those spiders were Nikki. And that means there's more.
Did we just kill their rivals?
Rivals? Is this like a spider war?
I don't know.
Yo. That's a really... I don't like spiders, but I like it less if it's a spider war. But, you know, maybe that means that the fuzzy ones let us ride them, which would be kind of cool. Probably bad, but kind of cool.
Maybe
Watch this
they're on
TV
our
show.
side.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a rough statement that probably not. And based on the fact that the spikes were built to keep those spiders in, or something in, I'm gonna say the other spiders are probably worse than those spiders. Cause something put the bodies in there, and I don't think it was the spiders.
They did die pretty easily.
Like, didn't hurt that bad this time, so I have a very bad feeling that the next spider is yuckier.
Me too. So, should we look in the woods for them?
In the woods? Night? What? What?
I can see. Where are we going next then? Keep
So we
looking at the
kinda
other buildings.
Yeah. So we kind of maybe concluded that these spiders were kind of enclosed in that room, and we went in there, and maybe perhaps they were being fed people.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. You think people were sacrificing people to the spiders, bro? Here you go, naked spider gods. My brother should be sufficient for your dinner. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I am stressed. Kai, are you stressed? I look at Kai.
Kai's just looking at the tower, watching the fire. And you look over at Kai, and then he just slowly turns toward you. And shakes his head yes.
I know, buddy, but the fire is pretty, huh? I pet his head.
And the fire is illuminating out of the tower a bit, and creating smoke up through the roof, and you can see the smoke going through the cracks in the roof. It's illuminating out, and you look around. The sun has fully set, and night has taken over.
Great.
Well, if they didn't know where we were before, they sure do now. Nothing like a smoke signal to bait the spiders. Perfect.
You see Algar shrug. He already knew we were coming.
So where do you guys want to go from here?
There's 2 other buildings to check, and then the woods.
Okay.
All right, which way would you guys like to go?
You wanna go to that one?
Yeah.
Straight across, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, so you begin walking toward the next building over. And if we could go to the map for everyone. Perfect. The fire building up in the middle of the tower. You walk away from it and walk toward the building to the left. You continue to move, and Inara, you take the lead, walking over to that building. As you get closer to it, you hear rustling in the trees to your right, rustling, and you see some of the branches moving near the top of the tree line.
Unless the tree's alive again, or other trees are alive, that tree is moving. Right there.
I'll take a look and see if I can see anything, so I think I have night vision.
Yeah, you all actually have dark vision. You walk as a group, kind of approaching toward those trees, and as you get closer to it, you see another well right in front of you. And as you approach the tree, your spear is still flaming, Algar, illuminating around you. You walk closer to the tree, and you see the movement in the tree line scurrying away on top of the tree. And you see it actually branch off and 2 go in 2 different directions.
I guess I don't like fire. Should we make this well go boom too?
I am always here for the booms, and if you remember correctly when we got here, what did I say we should do?
Yes.
Burn the town down. So
I'll just plop another torch down. I'm down to what, 7 now?
Okay, so you light a torch, walk over to the well, and kind of lean over it to drop the torch down. And as you do that, out from the well jumps out a large fuzzy brown spider about the size of your chest, and it attacks you.
Missing.
You have the torch in your main hand, your shield still holding your other one, with your spear You kind of plopped it into the ground next to you. You pushed back and you hit the spider with your shield, throwing it back into the well.
Great. Can I drop the torch down after him?
Yes, so you smack it back into the well and you throw your torch down. You watch it, this spider that's flipped over on its back, clung onto the web near the top. Your torch actually moves through some of the webs and you hear it, just a plop of it touch the bottom of the well, and flames shoot up through the well, burning the spider completely.
Good. Well, they seem to like to go down the well. I'd keep an eye out for any stairs, ladders that go down to a cavern, maybe?
Do you think they're underground?
I haven't seen them up here besides the naked ones.
You think they shaved the fuzzy ones and stored them in a tower?
Could have been the outcasts.
Hey, you know, they all had rugs. Maybe they made spider rugs.
Like the spiders made spider rugs?
No, the people that were feeding the people to the spiders made spider rugs. They said, here, we'll give you people if you let us shave you and turn you into a rug. I don't know.
On the next episode of Spider Wars, we're gonna shave them, mother.
Okay. So do we want to check out this here building?
You sure do.
Walk around in Inara and peer in.
You look into the building. The door ripped off the hinges. You don't see the door anywhere, and kind of assume it might have been used for the big tower of furniture in the tower. You look through the room, and this seems to be just recognizing it, where they kept a lot of grain and dry food and things like that for the town. Kind of just a supply room.
All right. I would just walk in and kind of try to look into some of the things. Maybe there's more poison stuff.
You walk into the room, and as you do, you kind of hold your hand out to the others, telling them to wait a second. You walk in and check through some of the large sacks of grain and a few crates that were put up there, a few vases. They're filled with wheat, corn husk, and a few other different foods, but most of it has rotten and gone bad.
Okay. I would just kind of walk around the walls, and I do see the two stairs, see if there's anything up there, any like entrances or trapdoors that lead down.
You notice the little raise to the room, and you walk over, you step up onto it, and it just seems like a platform that kind of looks over the room. You don't see that it was really used for anything.
Alright, I would just walk out and just be like, I don't see anything in there, just some spoiled food.
No spiders?
No big ones at least.
All right, well, we're running out of places, so I guess we better find the spiders or the basement or whatever that is.
Let's go to the last building then, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, I guess I'll walk over that way and open that door.
Which one?
I think this way, because if I remember right, we looked through there and got poofed on.
You remember that building? You peered through the window, and it looked to be a tavern. The building far south of that was a library. That is where Winchester got poofed. poofed all over his face.
Guess we better check out both of them. I'll just go to here first since I see an entrance. Or is that a window?
That's the poof window. Be careful. I got poofed on.
No, that's the wrong window. That's the wrong window, Chester.
We were
Be
Different
careful with
poof.
windows. I'm just saying, be careful with windows.
At this point,
Yeah.
you wonder how many times Winchester's been poofed.
I mean, every poof
After a
is the
while, they all
same.
look alike.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. I knew it.
All right, so you want to go to the entrance of this building?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Elgar, you walk over toward the doorway, and you see another well off to your right as you approach. You look through the doorway, and you can see into the tavern. Inara, Kai, and Winchester follow behind, but leaving a distance between you.
Okay. I'll check out the tavern quick, see if there's any signs of spiders or again entrances, stuff like that.
You take a step forward and peek into the tavern, kind of looking around the wall. You see a total of 6 tables set up, no movement within, and you don't see many chairs, just a few chairs to each of the tables, most of them gone. The large stone bar on the far side of the building is completely emptied on top of it. Vines have wrapped around and cracked the stone bar. Behind it, you see a shelf for bottles of alcohol and just a bunch of shattered glass.
Okay. I think I'd walk out and walk over to the well and do my iconic torch drop. See if I get jumped out at this time.
You light your torch and approach the well and hold your torch out. You think for a second before approaching, and this time you just kind of throw your torch into the well before approaching it. You see a spider crawl out of the top of the well. As your torch hits the bottom, fire spews out, and you just see the legs of the spider fall off of its main body as it gets toasted.
Well, I think they're definitely underground. Were they like the well shafts if there's nothing under there?
Spider sandwich, anyone?
I'll pass.
It smells like burnt hair.
No? Oh, okay. Well,
Thanks for offering.
I hear it's
Hey.
crunchy.
Algar, did you see any intact bottles in that tavern by chance?
I saw a bunch of broken glass. We can check.
I go in the tavern and look.
Inara asked you this question as she's approaching you, and it made you, the way you explained makes it sound like you didn't look all that much, and she just walks very quickly past you into the tavern. You walk up to the bar without stopping and just walk behind it. You look over the back of it, and it's just broken glass and broken dreams. You turn around to the bar and start opening the drawers and cabinet doors frantically, looking for something. You find a bunch of cloth and things for making different drinks, and you get to the last cabinet and you pull on the door and it's locked.
I need one of the big men in here. Stat. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Guess I'd walk in because I'm closest.
Algar walks in as you're yelling this very frantically. Algar takes it as you need help, and he walks in with his spear up and his shield just ready.
I need you to open this cabinet immediately. Fast, please. Cabinet. Right away. Right away.
Grab and try to rip it open.
You lower your spear and shield and kind of sigh. You were kind of looking forward to some combat. And you walk behind the bar next to Inara. She moves out of the way. You reach down to the cabinet door. Roll me an athletics check.
Better succeed. Yes.
You go to pull on the handle, and you think for a second. You actually let go of the handle, go to the top of the cabinet door, grab hold of the door, and just rip it off its hinges. The metal nails into the bar come ripped out, and you're just holding the door in one hand.
I slide in between him and the cabinet immediately and start looking in the cabinet.
It's like
You look in this cabinet, and all that's in it, in the center of the little cabinet, is a single bottle with gold filigree kind of laced around the bottle up to a top, and on the cork of the bottle is just a solid gold fairy.
I don't know if I should drink this, but it looks beautiful. I'm gonna uncork it and drink it. This is such a bad idea, and I'm gonna do it anyway. Chug!
You pop the cork of it, taking this topper off, and you hold the little gold fairy, and you put the bottle up to your nose, and it smells very sweet.
Ooh.
You put your lips to it, and you lift the bottle up as Algar looks over at you. You have tipped the bottle, and you
Bottoms up.
get this taste of honey with a light hint of peach. It's mead, finely made.
Yes! I chug it.
Roll me a Constitution save throw.
how drunk is she?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Think so.
You drink the whole bottle. You aren't smashed, but you are fairly intoxicated.
Guys,
Great.
you know what I was thinking? We should really find those spiders.
You go to put the cork in the bottle as you say this, and you miss putting the cork in.
Dang, the bottle moved. Did you guys see that?
You look down at her, and she's still knelt down, trying to do this.
Oh boy. You want to lead the way? You have any ideas where spiders may be?
Winchester.
The well.
In Winchester, you're standing outside of the building, kind of looking through the doorway. As you watch this happen, you can't see Inara behind the bar, but you just see Algar standing up, and he's shaking his head. What looks like, from your point of view, in either anger or disappointment. And you hear Inara's voice sound a little odd, but then you hear the shifting of leaves off to your right into the forest.
Going to assume that there's some spiders. And I'm going to signal to Algar and Inara that we have some company.
I'll just say to Nara, I think he found your spiders.
Spider party time! I've been waiting all day to stab something.
I want to get your daggers out this time.
Real quick, Winchester, make me a wisdom saving throw.
No.
Inara, you stand up saying, "Spider slaying time." And you look over to the door and you just see Winchester standing at the door, shaking his head in disappointment. And then he just falls forward, face hitting the ground in the bar.
Winchester, did you find more of that mead? Algar, I don't think he found more of the mead. Should we? I'm gonna go poke him.
I'm gonna rush over and see if I can do like a medical check, like check his pulse, like see if he can move. Is he alive?
Let me, one sec. Gonna roll this real quick.
Great.
Okay. Let me apply this. The two of you walk over to check on Winchester. He's lying down on the ground, and as you get closer to him, he just starts screaming.
Oh.
Hey, that's loud. Stop.
He's yelling as if he's in pain, and he's kind of like moving a little bit on the ground.
I'm gonna grab him and see if I can drag him inside. Maybe it's outside that's hurting him.
You grab his body, and he's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel like you're pulling his entire weight. You pull him into the bar, and you roll him over. His eyes are closed, and he's yelling and frantically moving about.
Inara, you got the water?
Water, yeah. Kai!
Kai peeks his head in.
Mirror. I hold out my bag. Grab the water, Kai.
Kai walks into the bar, and you're holding your bag out saying this. And even Kai just kind of, you almost hear him sigh as he steps over Winchester's body and grabs the skin out of your bag. He drops it on the ground and pulls the topper off, picks it up with his mouth, and dumps it onto Winchester's face. Winchester, you wake up from a sleep. You have no idea what just happened.
Where do you go, buddy? Did you find more mead?
Look at her very, very confused and let them both know I have no idea what happened. I saw something in the corner of my eye kind of wiggling around in the bushes. The next thing I'm out cold.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that's our friend from both our visions out there waiting for us.
Guys, remember when the dude went in the brains and then maybe he did the brain thing again?
Thought that was the tree.
But maybe the spider made the tree.
Could have. Do you want to go out there and look for him?
No. You silly. If I had more mead.
I do a quick look for more mead. Probably don't see anything. At least entertain her.
Oh.
You slowly nod at Inara.
I guess I'm gonna walk out and see, kind of like pointing my spear, because I cast light up to like 80 feet, I think it is. Dim light after 40. See if I can see anything in the trees.
You quickly step out of the bar and put your spear out in front of you into the forest and you use it almost like a flashlight.
Yeah.
And you look about in between the trees, and you don't see any movement at this point. Whatever was there is gone.
Let's turn around. I think we're being stalked. It's like a whatever equivalent to a lion would be in these realms, or a tiger.
Oh, Spaghetti-O.
Whatever
That's
those are.
bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it sounds fun.
As she's saying this, as she's using the wall next to her to hold herself up.
So what do we do to find the big spider then?
Running around in the woods might not be smart. Could yield quick findings, though.
Could we, like, bait him?
Do you want to be bait? Who's going to be bait?
You, of course. Remember that time you almost killed me? I smack his chest really hard. Remember? I do.
Scratching my head. It's just. When was this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Inara, you feel Kai kind of scratching at your leg.
Oh.
What, Kai?
You look down at Kai. He lets out a big yawn and kind of beats his eyes at you.
We need a nap. That's a good idea. Maybe we could bar the door and just take just like a little nap. Just a little one.
I'll look around that building, see if it's still standing well or if the walls are crumbled. I don't think they are in this one.
The walls aren't too crumbled. You can see some vines breaking through from the window outside, lurched over and kind of spreading across the building, the flooring. Most of them have wilted away. You look at the door frame, and there's no door there.
Okay. I'll kind of motion for everyone to walk in, and I'm going to attempt to grab the stone countertop because those kind of crumbled. See if I can find a piece big enough to, like, use as a door.
Okay. You walk up to the countertop, and what's the bonus to your athletics real quick?
+9.
Okay, yeah, you're tough enough. You walk over to it, and with your hand actually just slam to the center of the countertop, breaking it in half. It cracks down the middle, and you pick up the stone slab large enough to cover the door.
Perfect. Is this good enough for your nap?
That looks so nice. I'm gonna just go lay behind my favorite cabinet, and I take the little fairy bottle and Kai, and I cuddle it up a little bit.
I'll just say to Winchester, do you want to take second watch? I'll take first. I don't think Inara will be up for a third.
I agree. Yeah, I'll take second.
All right. And I'll do my best to not let us get killed in the night. Are we taking a long, like, sleeping through the night, or are we trying to do like a hour or 2 hour?
What's a short 4 hour?
Oh,
I mean, you can do less than I think, but
yeah.
your girl probably needs some health points. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still getting shafted.
I feel better than when we entered the spire, but still not great. Plus, I get all my stuff back with a short rest.
Cool. So then we'll do short.
Cool.
Okay, so you talk over with Inara over the remaining of the
Short
countertop,
it is.
asking how long she wants to take a nap for. And Winchester, you agree to the terms, and You said you're taking first watch, Algar?
Yeah.
Okay. Winchester, are you going to take a rest?
I'm gonna take a rest.
Okay. You walk over to a couple of the chairs that remain, and you see that they have a red cushion on them. You take a couple of them and you rip the cushion off of a few to kind of make makeshift pillows to lay on. And you kind of station up in the far corner of the room. And Algar, where are you going to kind of watch over?
I think I'll be here, just kind of sitting against the wall, like back against the wall, watching the door.
I think you can go. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Okay, so the two of you go to sleep for a bit. Inara cuddled up with Kai in your bottle next to you. Kai uses his tail and kind of wraps it under your head as a pillow. Winchester, you're laying off in the corner. Algar, you perch yourself up against the wall and watch the door. Some time passes by. You can feel your eyes getting a little heavy. And you begin to see the door actually move slightly.
Oh, I would get up and like try to hold the door like where it's at and try to yell to Winchester.
So you run over to the door and you can see this gray-white smoke come through the opening of the door. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Please don't make me want to kill everyone again. Wisdom. Oh, great.
You run over to the door and you see this smoke kind of enter into the room, and as you do, you black out and you fall forward. 4. Okay. So, we're going to do this.
Oh. Inara's getting what she wanted, isn't she? The whole town's on fire now.
Algar, you quickly wake up after some time passes. You're not sure exactly how long, but you feel a bit weaker, as if something's been wearing at you. And you look, the door has shifted slightly, and you look through the crack of it, and you see this large yellow eye peering back at you.
I yell to Winchester and Inara, "Get up! It's outside our door."
You yell this, waking the two of them up. You see the eye move, disappearing, and you can see it move quickly. Inara, Winchester, you wake up. Only about a little more than an hour has passed.
That was not a sufficient nap. Why are you yelling?
Do you not see the smoke in here? And there's a massive yellow eye trying to peer through our door and move it to aside.
Inara, you stand up and look over the room. You don't see any smoke.
What
And you
are
don't see
you
anything at the door.
What are you talking about? There's no smoke in here.
Oh, there
I
was.
I was having the nicest dream about
Alright.
mead.
I guess you go back to sleep. I'll keep watching and see if he comes back.
Winchester, you're awake and
think
you
I'm
listen to
gonna-
this.
Yeah, I hear that and hear about the smoke and the eye, and I think I'm gonna use a detect magic spell to see kind of what's going on. Will that tell me what kind of magic it is, if any?
So, click detect magic. Pop it in the chat. I don't know. Let me see. So you cast detect magic, your eyes kind of highlight, and you peer around the room. You don't see particularly magic that you can tell, but by the door you find this faint, almost afterglow of something as if a magical creature that was just outside of the door.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's some kind of magic here.
Could be the one that was seeing us.
Winchester, you kind of go over toward the door and you look at Algar, and you can see him kind of hunched over using his spear to keep himself up. He's looking pretty worse for wear.
When I'm looking at him, is it more like a faint or like a deadly, like he's looking like he's going bye-bye?
He's looking like he's not holding up too well. Like he's taking a lot of hits.
I'm not. If I were to cure wounds on him, would that work? Because it's not necessarily a wound.
He's taken a lot of damage, so he does have quite a few
A lot of
wounds.
damage. Okay.
You also have that other one.
I'm gonna do it.
Depending on how much you want to restore him, you have another healing thing. Just saying. I'm asleep.
Do you want to use cure wounds? Because you are able to upcast it to heal more.
Yeah. I'm able to what?
You can upcast it, so when you click it, it'll ask what level you want to cast it at. You can choose a higher level to heal more health.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a cure wounds for him at a level 3.
Okay, so you touch Algar kind of on the shoulder and healing him for 17. You can see some of the tone come back to his face, and you feel quite a bit better, Algar.
Thank you. I don't know what that was, but there was a smoke, and it took me down. I at first thought the whole, town was burning down from that fire, but I don't think it is. I think whatever was looking at me sent out smoke. Or some sort of spell.
Do we still have that bird mask? Is that a gas mask by chance? Can we take a look at it?
You can wake up Inara. I'm not going to.
Inara, wake up. As I kind of shake her and try and wake up Inara to take a look at the mask.
You walk over to Inara and reach down and shake her shoulder a little bit, and she slaps you a little. You ask her for the mask, and she just reaches down, pulls it out of her bag, and throws it at your face.
Thank you. As I turn to Algar and examine the mask to see if it is some kind of like a protective mask against gases or poisons or poofs.
You look over the mask. You can see the goggles in it. It's lined to kind of make a seal on the face, and you do see a ventilator, essentially a makeshift ventilator on the front of it, at the beak.
Okay. So I let Algar and Inara, if she's listening in Dreamland, know that I think whoever was using this mask kind of had a purpose for it. And it was more of a protection against certain fumes, poisons, and whatever you just got sprayed with.
Maybe I should put this on and finish out my watch.
Yeah, I would, or I think it might be time to move, because right here I think we're kind of sitting ducks if that thing knows we're in here.
Yeah, but will Inara be able to take something out with us, or you think she needs to recoup?
Inara, you aren't fully asleep, and you hear him say this. You have sobered up quite a bit.
I can hear you.
Oh, so are you fake snoring?
No. Obviously not. Okay, but if we go outside, it's still dark. So what exactly are you gonna do against a giant smoking eyeball man?
I think we can all see pretty decently.
And so can the big creepy yellow eyeball.
Yeah. I don't know if we can find him and track him back to his lair and attack during the day, or maybe look. You said when you were looking for him you could see a misty trail. Maybe we can do that in the morning and see if we can still track him that way.
How long has it been at this point that I've been like sleeping?
Oh, Bree, could you mute your mic real quick? Could you unplug your mic, then plug it back in? It's giving some feedback. Try.
Check.
There we go.
Check.
Okay,
Okay.
Good.
Sorry.
much better.
Sorry about that. How long has it been since I've been asleep at this point?
A little more than an hour, less than two.
So I have not gotten any health back at this moment, other than less drunk.
Yes, exactly.
How miserable for all of us. All right, well, then what exactly are we gonna do? Run out into the dark forest and hope for the best?
That I think I already did.
I mean, if you guys want to keep taking a short rest, I would say Algar, keep the mask on at the door. We'll go a little bit further away from the door, take a short rest. I'll do a second watch with the mask on. So if anything does try to kind of blow smoke our way, at least we'll be protected and then kind of fend it off from there. But if we want to kind of regain some stuff back, we can continue the short rest.
Well, and here's the other thing. You bait him, right? He comes back, and then Algar, next time you see the big yellow eyeball, last time I checked, you have a spear. So you take it, you stuff it through the hole, and you stab him in the freaking eye.
Okay, I'll let him come through next time. Got it.
No, don't let him come through.
I was trying to protect you.
Well, it's going to be really hard if we're out in the forest all getting gassed, and I'm pretty sure we have how many gas masks? Oh, yeah.
Point at my face and wearing it.
Oh, yeah. So if he gasses all of us outside, then we're all unconscious. That seems like a bad idea.
Okay. You guys go back to sleep. I'll
So
stay
short
here.
rest.
Yeah.
And then can we just check around to see if there's any other holes or cracks in the room before we take our short rest to see if there's any other smoke that could come through?
Yeah, so you kind of make this plan with each other. Winchester, you walk around the tavern, the bar a bit, and you don't see any big cracks and spaces in the wall other than behind the bar. There's that window that you had peeked through before, open to the elements. The glass had been shattered, the frame had been destroyed, and you just see some large vines kind of coming through, but it is open. You're also muted.
Yeah, I'll let Algar and Anar know that there is that back window that's still open. So it's not just the front door, it's the back window as well.
Do we have anything we can stuff the window with?
Tables. You can put a table against the window.
Better than nothing, I think.
Do you want to do that, Algar?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Algar, you give this idea to Winchester. Winchester, you walk over to the table, turn one of it onto its side, and break off the legs of it, just making this circular board. And you walk up to the window. It has a sill to it, and you set the table on there. It's kind of just leaned against the window.
And then I'm also going to put a few empty bottles from the bar around, like right behind the table. So if anything does nudge it, the beer bottles will fall and break and kind of set off a security alarm.
Okay, so you set up the table, you put some bottles behind it, so if it falls over, that'll make some noise. Inara, Inara, you look at this, and you look down at where you were sleeping before, and he set this up just above that spot.
Well, I guess I'll move.
Good idea.
I go to the side that doesn't have a giant open window next to it, still holding my bottle.
You go to the other side of the room. You're mostly sober at this point.
I like the bottle.
But you move over to where Winchester was, and you take the cushions for the chair and use them as a pillow for yourself. As Kai walks over and kind of nudges under you. Winchester, you look down at the bed you made, and now it's occupied.
Yep, as usual. I'll be on second watch.
So you say, and you walk over to the far corner of the room and kind of use it as you sit down and put your head into the corner of holding it up. But you close your eyes. Algar, you have this mask on. It has narrowed your vision a bit because of the goggles in the front of it, where you've lost a lot of your peripheral. But, so do you want to go back to exactly where you were before?
Yeah, as long as it's not too close to that window, and I can probably scan most of the room from that point, because I can't see much besides in front of me.
So you look at the door, and the way the mask is set up, you can look at the door, but you can't see the window.
Okay. I guess it is what it is. I'll just sit there.
Okay, so you lean against the wall again, and you stare at the door, and then you move your head over to the window, and kind of like a sentry, just keep switching, looking in between them.
Almost like a sentinel.
Yeah, like a sentinel. Then you start hearing some snoring off in the corner where Inara is, and it's not Kai. Some time passes, and then you hear, after you've set it back up to where it was before, the stone slab makeshift door begins to move over again.
I will take a look and see if I can't move to the other side of it, so whatever's moving it can't see me, and creep up to the door and try to stab.
So you shift over to the side and begin walking toward the door. Through that crack, you see the same white-gray smoke fume into the room. You're unaffected by it.
Yes.
As you walk over to the door,
I just see if I can't stab something out there. Do I see the eye again, like I did last time?
well, so you're to the side of the door. You see that the door has opened, but you can't see through that crack from that side.
In one
Or do you
move, I'm
wanna
gonna
look
try to
out?
like look out, and if I can, stab if I see something.
Make me an attack with your spear.
And scroll up.
And I'll let you do it at well, actually, that hits. I was going to say at advantage, but that does hit.
I could
Oh,
crit.
is it ignited?
Probably wouldn't have been at this point though.
Okay. Kind of using some stealth.
Yeah.
So you stab out into that crack at the door. You hear a loud shriek on the other side of it. The two of you wake up hearing this sound.
Winchester, you having bad dreams again?
You pull your spear out and you see red blood on the tip of your spear, and you hear something very large stomp and move outside of the door.
I just kind of throw the door to the side, or at least to the ground, and try to track it. And just yell, "Follow me."
You throw the door to the side and peer out. Throw the door to the side and turn around, peering into the forest. You look out and you see into the forest. You see something quickly move around the corner. You see a tail flick over and run into the tree line and bushes, and you lose sight of it.
Is there a blood trail? Or no?
You look down and you don't see a blood trail now.
I'll just turn back around into the building and be like, that was no spider. This thing had a big tail on it.
Spiders don't have tails.
Not that I know of.
What kind of tail was it?
Did I notice what kind of tail it was?
You saw at the end of the tail, it had something that looked like fur or feathers at the end, kind of in a almost like the end of a paintbrush almost. But because it's dark, you couldn't discern color. So that's all you saw whip around.
I don't know, maybe fur or feathers. I hope it wasn't that celestial griffin coming back. I don't want to stab that thing.
That tail was much larger.
Oh, much larger than the celestial griffin, just for scale.
Like a big furry dragon tail?
At least this big.
Like a big furry dragon tail?
Look at Kai. Do dragons usually have furry tails? I'm like asking Kai.
Kai thinks about it, and he shakes his head no.
Well, we have a couple options. Bait it again, or just go try and find this thing. How long has it been at this point? Still not 4 hours, huh?
Nope, just about
So
another
I'm-
hour. You can tell this thing's not trying to let you sleep.
I think we should just chase after it. I don't know.
I feel like since it doesn't want us to sleep, that's a horrible idea, but okay.
He's just gonna keep poking in, and you'll keep on waking up, and you'll be just as tired in the morning as you are now.
Well, then, what do we do?
I'll walk out. I guess I will lead the way.
Okay, so are you guys walking out into the forest?
Behind those bushes he ran behind. So yeah.
Okay. So Algar, you step out and begin walking off into the forest. Do the two of you follow him, or do you have anything to say?
I think this is a really bad idea.
I'm a pretty good tracker. Would I be able to track him? Is that large of a creature?
You could try.
Survival or...
Wait, I
Well,
think I have.
Are the two of you following him?
Well, yeah, of
I'm
course.
following.
Okay. So let's go to Talking Heads. And so you follow Algar off into the forest. It's extremely dark out. Night has set. Bree, real quick, you're doing something that's kind of triggering your mic. I don't know what it was. It might be your headphones getting too close to it, maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah, there's a mic on your headphone. Yeah, that makes sense. You walk into the forest with Algar, Nara and Winchester following. Algar, you try and look through the brush to see if you can discern where this thing has gone. You can tell it moved very quickly, running away from you. It has broken some of the trees around it and pushed some of the bushes. You can actually see one of its footprints crush a bush under it. You follow its tracks for a while, pretty easily, but then the path, the trail starts to get colder and colder. You can tell it's gathered its mind a bit, and it starts to hide its footprints. Make me a survival check.
Oh my god. All my checks have been so low, and I actually have decent survival.
So you follow the trail until it does go cold, but you do discern that it seems like it's following at this point a straight line before going cold, off to kind of the northwest.
I'll just turn to the group and like, I don't see his footprints anymore, but it was beelining just straight this way. Do we want to try to find its lair if we think it's out there?
I mean, what are our other options? Hey, Chester, since you know you're all like planty animal-y and stuff, can you tell what kind of tracks these are, Mr. Animal Man?
Do you want to try and discern the tracks?
Yeah.
Roll me a survival check.
Let's go.
Better on that. You look over the tracks before they start going cold. You backtrack a little bit to get a good footprint of it. You can see it's got 5 toes or fingers to its hands, paws, and you look over it. It's very large. Its hand seems to be larger than your chest, about half your size in total width. And I'm talking about Winchester. Spreads out, and you can tell it has sharp claws at the end of its fingers. You look over it, and Reminisce, this looks like an adult dragon.
I'm gonna turn to Algar and Inara and give them the news of we might have a dragon on our hands.
So you remember when I was like, hey, furry dragon tail. Remember that? I do.
Kai said no. I was just trusting Kai.
I
think
mean,
he's a dragon, right?
well, yeah, but like spikes and fur could probably look the same in the dark.
Sure.
Algar, she says this, but you are pretty certain of what you saw.
Just kind of shaking my head, like, I look at me like, obviously fur all over my body. It's like no, I wouldn't have fur all over my body. Never mind. Just like, I'm pretty sure it was fur, not spikes.
So
Feathers.
what has dragon feet and furry tails? Spider dragons? Is that what exactly are we gonna run into here? Because I'm not trying to fight a dragon. I thought we were here for spiders. Trees,
Spiders,
dragon.
trees.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah. Well, we know which direction it went in. I guess we can try to
So we keep
search
going in
for
that
it.
direction.
Yeah. See if we can find where it lives.
The four of you kind of standing around this large footprint, talking about out loud. As you get to the end of your conversation, it's kind of broken as you all hear sounds moving far off into the distance. But you look around, and you also hear some chirping of bugs around and everything. You look about, and you don't see any movement, and it's gone quiet in this dark, empty forest.
So that's not good when the forest goes quiet. There's something that they're afraid of coming here.
Or there's something watching us. And it didn't go too far. Is there any way we can cast some light?
I'll
I can
turn
cast
on.
light. Or you can turn on
Oh.
spear.
Your spear has 80 feet, yeah.
Yeah, turn on my spear. It's like dim light after 40 feet, but yeah. And I'll just kind of, I guess, kind of look around us, see if there's anything stalking us closely.
Okay. And Tech Goblin, are you there? So you light your spear and hold it out in front of you, and you go to continue forward, and that is where we will end part 2 of A Nightly Hunt. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Part 3 should be next week, where we finish this adventure out. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and have a good night. Hopefully, nothing hunts you.
Okay.
See you next time.
Creepy crawlies.